In this lesson, we're going to explore a comprehensive approach to creating drop-down menus or data validation within Excel. So let's just say, for example, I have a number of different departments that I want people to be able to choose from as a drop-down menu from a list of items. Now, I also want to provide a little bit of insight in terms of what they need to do, to give them some instruction, as well as giving them some data validation messages if they do not follow suit with what we're instructing. In other words, an error message. And we're also going to get into how we can use it in VLOOKUP. All right, so let's go ahead and just take a look at our drop-down items that we have here available in the second tab. Now you'll notice here I have these 4 different departments. So what I'm going to do now is simply highlight the area where I want my drop-downs to exist. So let's go ahead and just highlight all these blank cells. And then very simply, all I'm going to do is go to my Data tab, and then hiding over here in this Data Tools group, you hover over it, it's going to say Data Validation. So when I click on that, you're going to see that there are 3 tabs up on top. We have Settings, our Input Message, as well as our Error Alert. So underneath Settings, we have this validation criteria. Well, what type of validation am I going to apply to these cells? Well, there's a number of different validation you can do. Basically, you can tell it, hey, I only want there to be a whole number or decimals, even certain date ranges. In our case, all we're concerned about is making a list. We're going to focus on this one because it's probably the most common one that people use. So when I choose that, you're going to see that we have this little box underneath that says Source. Over here, it also says In Cell Dropdown, and that should be there by default. So what I'm going to do now is add on a source to this. Now, if you wanted to, you can very easily type these in manually. So if I were to type in like HR, comma, IT, comma, etc., I can very easily do that. Not the way that I would instruct to do that, but you can very, very much do that. But I'm going to show you why it's better to link up to a certain cell value to make it a little bit more dynamic and automatic. So with my source box still active, it's still blinking in there, I'm going to go down over to here to drop-down items. And now I'm going to go ahead and click on column A, just like that. Now what that's going to set me up for is the ability to also add on more content later on and also maybe even change some of these. So essentially it's not looking at branding, directors, marketing, etc. It's looking at whatever is inside of column A. So you can see here we have A and A. Essentially it's showing it's going to be the entire column. Beautiful. Now as an input message, if I wanted to, I can put in some content right there and I can say enter department, choose from drop-down menu. Great, I'm all set to go there. And then I'm going to go over here to error alert. Now from here, you're going to see that I have the option for a title for my error and also an error message. Now essentially this error is going to come up if somebody tries to kind of go rogue on this. Let's say they're not going to choose anything from that department. There could be a typo. Maybe they're abbreviating it, something like that. And it's very important for us to have valid data to make sure that it's exactly how we want it to be set up, connected to these data sets. Now, why is that important? Well, at some point you may be doing this into a pivot table or a filter, so we want consistency across the board. Now you'll notice here that there's something that says style, and essentially these styles are levels of permission. Stop is the hardest level of permission. Warning, we just kind of get a little slap on the wrist. And information is less than a slap on the wrist. It really lets you go for it. So essentially warning is just 1. Stop doesn't let you do anything at all. So I'm going to keep it at stop. And then what is the title of when somebody puts in the wrong message? So I'll go ahead and pretty much just repeat what I said for input. Beautiful. Now I'm all set up. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like after I click OK. And now you'll notice that I have my input message there. Pretty neat. Enter department, choose from the drop-down menu. Oh wow, that's really helpful. I didn't know that. And you can see beautifully there is branding, directors, marketing, etc. So I choose that. Oh, that's pretty great. I do another one. Okay, marketing. And then I click on the next one. Okay, great. This guy's in sales. All right, fantastic. Now, if you didn't want this to show up for every single one, then you can easily get rid of that because this could start to get a little bit annoying after a while, or at least a little bit repetitive. So very easily, all I need to do is highlight everything once again, go back to my data validation, and then remove the input message just simply by unchecking this. Click OK, and now that goes away. I still have my drop downs, I just no longer have that input message. Now, likewise, at any point, if you ever wanted to clear everything, meaning I no longer want to have the data validation, I would simply just choose clear all. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. But now let's play out a situation where we have somebody who tries to insert data that is not part of our dropdown. So I come over to here underneath sales, and let's just say I'm going to put in, let's say, customer service. I hit enter, and you can see here it says select department from dropdown, and then bam, there's my error message. Very good. We say that it is working. What if I put in a typo, right? So I'll just go ahead and just do sales, and also notice how it's really nice how it pops right up for me, but I'll just go ahead and mistype it just like that, and again I get an error. So really nice. And also notice the icon there, which is the red icon for stop. I can't go any further. I can go ahead and try, and then, oh, you know what, I probably should go to my little drop down. Go ahead and delete that. Now let's see this in action where I'm going to add on more departments. Well, if you recall, I added them from here, this drop-down items. So very simply now I'm just going to type out a bunch of new departments. And just like that, I've got a number of new departments there. And if I come back to my imp info, guess what else is going to be there? All of these guys here. Really, really neat. Again, dynamic. What else would I want to do here? Well, you know what? It might be easier to alphabetize these so people can actually recognize them. So I highlight them. Let's stay in the data tab. I'll click on AZ just like that. That's really nice. And I now go to my dropdown, and you'll see everything is now alphabetized. Pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and try one more other way you may consider doing this. And this is something called a named range. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do exactly what I said before, where I'm going to just remove everything altogether. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just say clear all, right? Everything is gone. I click OK. I get rid of it. This time I'm going to use a named range. So if I go over here to drop down, I'm going to now choose column A and then give it a named range. So what is a named range? Essentially, it's a range of data I want to give a label to so I can refer to it. Many times this is used in formulas, but in this case, we're going to use a named range inside of my data validation. So I'm just going to go ahead and just type out departments, just like that. And now that is now a named range. As simple as that, I go over here to this little name box, I type it out, and then I hit enter. Just a couple of things about named ranges. When you're done typing it out, make sure to hit enter, and also no spaces are allowed when you're creating names. All right, so now let's go ahead and try it out one more time. I have everything highlighted still. I'm going to go over to here to my data validation options, and then once again, I'm going to go to allow, and then list. And now from my source, I'm now just going to type out an equal sign and then that named range that I just created. And now I click OK, and essentially the same exact thing has now been accomplished. So very neat, same benefit. And now if I add on something else here, I'll just call this training. Boom, I come back over to here, and now training will be at the bottom of that list. All right. Very cool. Now let's go ahead and see it in another example, because right now these are just very simple things that I can just choose from a list, but you can see that drop-down menus can be utilized in a number of different formats and capacities. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a very quick VLOOKUP, give you a nice little hint of that if you've never used VLOOKUP before, and I'm going to do a VLOOKUP based off of this cell right here to look up whatever data I'm looking for here. Now, I'm just going to very simply just do one for the first name. So I'm going to do equal sign VLOOKUP. And what am I looking up? I'm looking up this number to cross-reference with this number, but then ultimately to get the name, okay, the first name. So I do comma. I have my table array. I'll highlight everything here. That's really nice, super easy. And then my column index number is going to be the number 2 because the first name lives inside of the column 2 within my table array. Super easy. Boom, got that. And now you got a nice little bonus of how we can use VLOOKUP. Okay, that's pretty cool. But now, where does our drop-down menu come into this? Well, if I now change this from 234 to, let's just say 733, you're going to see, okay, that's great. It's Toby. I can see that. Let's try another one, 5544. Okay, that's great. It's Jim. But that's pretty tedious, isn't it? Because I'm going to go back and forth between all these all the time very quickly. I may have a whole bunch of products, customers, some IDs, right? All kinds of different things I want to very quickly have access to. Instead of having to click on it and type on it, I'm now just going to make a drop-down menu out of everything here. And you know what? Let's go ahead just for fun. Let's make this into a named range so you can see what that looks like again. And now I'm just going to go ahead and call this emp_ID, right? Just like that. I love that. That's my named range. And now let's apply a drop-down menu to this A4 cell using our named range inside of the data validations. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Notice here I'm getting this error message because there's no data here. I go back over to here to my data tab, data validation. I'm going to go over to here to list. And now from here, I'm now just going to type out emp_ID. And now I click OK. I get a little drop-down menu, and guess what's living in there? Every single one of these. And now very quickly, I can now go to 544, to 266, back to 234. Very slick. So essentially, we're creating a nice little selection machine, all right, making it very easy for you and all of your employees and coworkers to apply this data. And now you can see you can do it much more efficiently through named ranges, as well as working with some of these drop-down items that might live inside of another tab. Now, one last thing I want to say, which you may want to do so people don't see these, is hide it. So if you right-click on it, you can see I have this option to hide, right? So again, I right-click on this, I hide it, no one can see it. But a nice little tip for you, if you don't want people to get access to it, is to go over here to your review tab and just protect the workbook. So therefore, no one can unhide that. Just a quick little tip. All right, thanks everybody, and we'll see you in future lessons.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To see the full course that this video came from, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Says It.